Good afternoon. I'm Amy Rush-Imber, Editor-in-Chief of Floor Covering Weekly. I'm here today with Mallory Cruz McGrath, Morgan Bowman, Casey Parinelli, all of Floor Covering Weekly. And welcome to the 2020 GreenStep Virtual Awards presentation. We today are honoring Novales in their first GreenStep Award. And GreenStep has been around for 12 years. It was launched to honor and recognize the great efforts that the floor covering industry is making in the realm of sustainability that are often behind the scenes and not given the recognition they deserve. I do want to thank quickly our panel of judges. We have someone representing each association and each product category, and they give a lot of time and effort and their deep knowledge and understanding of the different product categories to make this a very special program.
Today, we're honoring Novales. Welcome to Kimberly Hill, Director of Marketing and Creative Design, Julie Foster, Senior Marketing and Merchandising Manager, and Nicole Grenoff, Sustainability Manager. Congratulations as this year's International Honoree. This year marks the third year for the GreenStep International Award and the first time we're honoring Novales. Having conducted GreenStep Asia for several years, we soon realized that there were, in fact, great steps being taken in the realm of sustainability in that region. And historically, Europe has been a leading force in this area. GreenStep International recognizes the sustainable efforts happening around the globe. As a leader in the design and manufacturing of sustainable and innovative luxury vinyl tile, LVT, and with more than 30 years of experience, Novales Innovative Flooring has incorporated sustainability into its operations while developing products and designs that have set the global benchmark in LVT quality and performance. The Novales factory in Zhenjiang, Jiangsu, China, was built to reuse all production water. And in 2019, the Novales factory reused 174,000 tons of water. This ethos of resource conservation and reuse permeates other aspects of operations as well. Scrap material generated during production at the Novales factory is collected, ground up, and reused in the production of new flooring. The factory diverted 18,300 tons of waste from landfill in 2019 alone due to this process. In addition, you hold many environmental certifications. It is for this reason that Novales Innovative Flooring is receiving the 2020 International Honoree Award. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations.
Nicole, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, we really appreciate your all support and recognition of what we've done on the international front. And I think what is so special is that the flooring industry has really taken deep pride in the fact that we are key to not just the bases of people's houses or of corporate office, but actually to the foundation of how our economy can shift to a greener, more circular, less carbonized society as a whole. And so the fact that there's this moment to step aside and be recognized for that is really special to us, and we appreciate that.
Great. So why is investing in sustainable manufacturing practices, particularly in factories overseas, important to Novales?
Yeah, so it's a great question. And it's really, at its core, we don't see investing in sustainable manufacturing processes as one of many options. We really know, from deep experience that it's the only way that we can keep our people, our business, and ultimately the planet healthy and livable. And so this is a viewpoint that starts all the way at the top with our boss, John Wu, the CEO, to whom you most likely have had the pleasure of speaking, and can really see that this isn't just a talking point or some marketing spin. This starts from he doesn't use single-use plastics. He's very conscious about how we position ourselves so that we have the least environmental impact, and that permeates the entire company.
Awesome.
And I think Kim might also have.
we're actually in this unique position because we wholly own and operate the Novalis factory. So we have truly unparalleled ability to implement product and operational sustainability initiatives and then see them all the way through.
Great. And as a leader, oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Because we sell across global markets, we are really proud that our values reflected across all of these operations, no matter what country they're in. And now that we're starting manufacturing in the U.S., we're going to take the lessons we've learned in China and build on them here.
And I think that gets to that point that particularly because, I mean, you know, this category is the international honoree. And so obviously our basis is in China on the manufacturing side, but because we have these international operations, we place really high importance on having consistent testing-based standards that can cross all of those borders. And I think, you know, in asking about the factories overseas in particular, it's, you know, we sell in Europe and we have to meet those certifications. We sell in Australia, we sell in the United States. And so having Floor Score, Indoor Advantage Gold, and Green Guard Gold for indoor air quality, someone somewhere accepts one of them, right? And then elsewhere, like backing up our discussion of being very committed to material transparency and having the long form HPDs as well as the short form declares is an extra vote of confidence when someone says, hey, wait, you have a Chinese factory, you know, does that mean what kind of the implication is? And instead they see, oh no, actually, you're being very conscientious about this and you know, want to be upfront. And then of course, obviously that translates well into our EPDs and the fact that we threw the doors wide open and want everyone to say, hey, yes, this is a Chinese manufacturing facility, but look, we are really committed to letting you in and to showing you that we want to do this the right way. And Kim has also been really helpful in leading us into some other directions.
Yeah, on top of that, we always want to be at the front of the market in pioneering new certifications and other standards of sustainability and human health, which is why we participated in the pilot program. And we're one of the first companies, we're very proud of this, to be certified for the Rigid Core Assure certification.
Yeah. That's great. So as a leader in the LVT space, which sees most of its innovation in China, what does Novales do differently in its Asian manufacturing to help keep LVT sustainable?
Well, as you know, sustainability is really in the Novalis DNA and has been forefront in our decision making from when we first constructed the factory until now.
I think this is most evident in how the factory is actually built to reuse its production water and waste. In 2019 alone, I've got my stats here, the factory actually reused 174,000 tons of water and diverted over 18,000 tons of waste from a landfill.
Yeah, and all of that is because built into the process, I mean, you know, walking around on the factory floor and talking with some of the workers, and you have the people who are gathering up the scraps, and it's just part of their normal course of day, and they just like, yes, this is what we do, you know, we need to, it fits very naturally. I think frequently we think of there's a stigma in talking about Chinese manufacturing, and it can be equated to low quality or maybe, you know, low standards, but really from the Chinese culture itself, there's a very strong culture of reusing all available resources and not wasting anything, just because, you know, it's a civilization that's lasted for a very long time, and that carries on into the factory as well. And so the workers don't blink an eye. They're like, yep, this is exactly what we do. And so when the opportunity came in 2014 and John had a group of his environmental minded friends who said, hey, you know, EPDs are really what the industry needs. Like, we need to be able to disclose this and talk about this. But no one's been willing to disclose their Chinese, like, specific data. People will say, oh yeah, here's our EPD but it's the European operations. And so John said, this is something that matters to us. And we became the first LVT manufacturer to publish EPDs with localized Chinese data, and then, have continued to build on what that showed and make improvements on that end.
Awesome. So the last question I have here is, what sustainability challenges are presented in manufacturing in China, and how does Novalis overcome these particular hurdles?
Yeah, so I think the key one when talking about sustainability in China is undoubtedly the decarbonization of the energy sources. Plain and simple, and it is, one of the most, the reason that I wanted to work in environmentalism in China is because there's so much opportunity, and there's also such a large body of current issues, and it's both the largest emitter and the largest producer of renewable energy. So you have so much challenge and opportunity intertwined, as you indicated in the question, and it's definitely, being able to, I was originally based in our Shanghai office, got a little mixed up and displaced because of the pandemic, but was able to get out to, and work out of the factory for a few days every other week, and really get to know, my coworkers there, and see from when I used to live in China in 2013 to 2019, what massive strides the country as a whole, as well as the manufacturing partners, have really taken in taking responsibility for that air pollution problem and reducing it to an extreme degree. Obviously, it's still, a very present concern, but I think in some ways that actually, because it's so visible and evident, that actually makes the case all the more strongly for why sustainability is so important. And so in the US, we talk about sustainability with a capital S and these big lofty ideas, and yet in China, you can very clearly point and say, hey, look, we need to stop that. And then people understand, and you don't really have to, you don't need to prove the point much further than that. And so as a result of that, we make sure our operations have been 100% free of any coal sources. We've installed solar panels on site, on our roofs, and around the facility, and actually last year generated over 3 million kilowatt hours of energy from those, and are looking at ways to increase that. So that's definitely one aspect of it. And then I know, Julie has been involved in some of the education part of it.
Yes, additionally, we make a big point of educating within and outside of the company, and it's very much a part of our culture. Actually, in fact, last fall and winter and spring, Nicole conducted many internal educational sessions, external seminars for interested participants, and educational presentations for the retail and architecture and design communities in both China and the US, and in both Chinese and English. So she's our hero.
We were actually there for some of the English sessions, and they were all about the importance of transitioning to a circular economy, reducing embodied carbon, and incorporating sustainability and human health into product manufacturing.
Yeah, and I think that the key there is that, all these tools and these certifications and investments we make are really only as good as they are useful to the people who want or need to use them. And so in order to tie that gap, we kind of said, okay, hey, this is what this all is all about. This is why embodied carbon is actually a really important thing. And I don't know if you've heard of EC3, the embodied carbon calculator and construction tool, but we're part of a pilot group that is getting involved with getting the resilient flooring industry on there, so that the A&D community can make informed decisions. And as I had the privilege of overseeing our 2020 EPD renewals, we actually were able to add in our new rigid core products, as well as see the benefits on global warming potential, ozone depletion potential, a lot of these really key markers that have happened since the last EPD cycle. And so that's really affirming when, you put in all of this work, and most happened before I even got here, and now I'm trying to build on that, of really making these strides. And so we just hope to carry that forward.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to spend time with us and talk about sustainability. Congratulations again on being this year's International Honoree Award winner.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.